Unsolved. Episode 161, Jonbenet Case, That Ransom Note. In this episode, we're going to look at the ransom note again, but this time focusing more on the language of the ransom note, and obviously not of the penmanship, because I'm going to use this transcription of the ransom note. And after reading the ransom note again, what I notice is that the ransom note is well written. It could be in an Agatha Christie novel. I mean, it has all the elements of a ransom note that you would see in a movie or in a book. And if you say, well, it has some misspellings, but the author writing it might be putting that in to make it look more realistic. So I don't see how you can argue that this note is not well written or well made up. And it's obviously, to me, another thing is it's obvious, it's so well written that it's not an actual ransom note. You know, a real ransom note would look nothing like this. There's no way it would be anything like this. This is something out of a movie. The only problem about it being in a movie is it's a little too lengthy to be in a movie for people to see it. But a novel, it fits in there perfect. You know, this could be chapter 1 or chapter 2 of the story. And there it is, the proof, the ransom note. And then you could write a book around it. Okay, so let's move on and look at the first two paragraphs. Okay, now looking at the first paragraph, the thing that really sticks out to me is a foreign faction. This is a foreigner. The ransom is based on some hatred of America, or these people are from a different country. They're going to ransom the Ramsey's daughter for money to push for their cause. And now what's crazy about this is, you know, this is Boulder, Colorado. So the odds that some person from a foreigner is going to do this in Boulder, Colorado is pretty outrageous. You know, maybe if this was Washington, D.C., or maybe some other place in maybe Hawaii or something, I don't know, some other place, there'd be a possibility of that. But being in Boulder, Colorado, that's just ridiculous. So it immediately shows that the ransom note is not based in reality. Now looking at the first half of the second paragraph with the $118,000 and it broken into $100 bills and $20 bills, and to bring a proper attaché, and when you bring it home to put it in a brown paper bag, all that seems logical. Now looking at the second half of the second paragraph, there's three things that I would like to point out. First, the delivery will be exhausted. That seems kind of ridiculous to me, because that's like out of some movie, like out of Dirty Harry or something, that the person's going to be running between telephone booths. It's just not realistic. And then next it says between 8 and 10 a.m. So to me that's clearly the next day, because you would have to go to the bank to get the money and then go through this process of the delivery. And then the last thing, it has delivery crossed out and pickup. Now that's important, because I think that indicates that Jonbenet was dead. Because why would you need to scribble out delivery and replace it with pickup? You would only do that if you felt like you didn't want to imply that Jonbenet was dead. Okay, now looking at the third paragraph. Now this paragraph has a whole bunch of information, but overall it has this thought or a theme of Jonbenet is going to die if you deviate from these plans. So I think it indicates that Jonbenet was dead at the time. And then it has this denied her remains for proper burial. Well, who would say that? Who would be concerned about that? Maybe a parent? A parent would be thinking about, especially if they killed their child, her burial. And maybe if there was a discussion about, we're going to dump Jonbenet's body off somewhere, one parent not wanting to do that and one parent wanting to do that, and then you stand a 99% chance of killing your daughter if you try to do so and so. John Ramsey's police testimony. I'm 99.9% sure that da 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 da. This is the language of John Ramsey. I read through all of his police testimony, and he did this numerous times. 98% chance I opened that window, then I would have da 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 da. 90% I was gonna do that, but da 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 da. This is what he says. This is how he talks. And finally, the last and fourth paragraph. And I'm just going to read it. You and your family are under constant scrutiny, as well as the authorities. So why would a ransomer write that? Sounds more like projection. This person feels like they're under constant scrutiny. Don't try to grow a brain, John. You are not the only fat cat around, so don't think that killing will be difficult. Don't underestimate us, John. Use that good southern common sense of yours. It is up to you now, John. Victory, SBTC. To me, this sounds like John writing this. And he's got a big head and a big ego. And so he makes all these statements like this. And he uses that phrase, use that good southern common sense of yours. Because he knows he's not from the South, and that is to deceive the person reading this trying to figure out who wrote it. He knows he's not from the South, so he put that in, but he is aware of good southern common sense. So he uses that when he knows good and well that he's not from the South, and that'll prove, and everybody will be fooled and think he didn't write this. My conclusion is John killed Jonbenet. He was assaulting her to demonstrate his control and contempt of her, and something happened and he killed her. That was premeditated. He wrote the phony ransom note, and you can tell from the note that it was well thought out. And so John was thinking about this for some time. And what messed everything up was Patsy called 911. He was totally taken by surprise by that. He put the note there, Patsy went down, saw the note, and she reacted immediately after seeing that Jonbenet was missing and called 911. And John wasn't expecting that. And therefore he couldn't remove Jonbenet's body from the house like he had planned. Well, this ends this episode of Unsolved, and on the next episode, tomorrow night, we'll take a look at the Zodiac Killer Case. See you the next time.